So I thought this was an original idea, the Waffle-Latke. And then I was talking to a young person who is in the restaurant business in California, and she told me that all the chic restaurants there are doing a similar thing. But there, there's no such thing as an original recipe, I guess. But you're gonna like them, they're cute. So we're adapting the Latkes. So I'm starting with an egg and just kind of beating it up. Then to that, I'm adding, this is optional. I just happen to have a few chives still trying to peek up in my garden, and chives go beautifully with potatoes. So I thought, what the heck? Let's put a few chives in our Waffle-Latkes for a little green. It's probably the last chives I'm gonna get out of my garden, so why not? Okay, those are probably a little rougher than they need to be, but who cares? We're gonna put in, it's 2 tablespoons of flour to start with, and a couple teaspoons of salt, or maybe it's a teaspoon. You'll have the recipe. You can never go wrong with salt, and as much pepper as you like. I like them kind of peppery. So, putting that together. Okay, more will come. Now, 1 large onion chopped up. Sorry about the plastic. Ooh, I can smell the onion. Now, what I did earlier, because it takes a little while, is I grated up 2 large baking potatoes. And I like to use a box grater. You could use the grater attachment of a food processor, but I figure by the time you actually get out your food processor and put in the blade, you could have done them by hand. So when I have done that, I take them and I wrap them in a clean dish towel. You can see they've been in there a little while because they're starting to turn color, but that's fine. And then I wring them out over the sink, and I leave them for just a couple of minutes while I'm putting together all the other ingredients. And then they go in. And a tiny, tiny bit of olive oil, just to kind of help everything mix up. There. So I'm mixing that up, pretty straightforward. Now, if I were frying my latkes, I would not have put in the olive oil, but I would be pretty much doing everything else. But we're not frying them, we're WaffLatkifying them. So, this is a little, canola oil. If you want to use this paper towel to lightly grease your waffle iron, that's fine. This is a brush that's heat proof. But if you use the paper towel, do it before you preheat your waffle iron, because mine's already preheated. See how it's a little warm. It doesn't have to be super oily. Okay, now, this is pretty straightforward. We take a spoon and we just put a little bit of Waffle-Latke batter. And I know it looks weird and not together, but when it gets cooked, it will be together. It's like a Hanukkah miracle, like the miracle of the oil at Hanukkah. I just put a little bit in each quadrant. If you have more than quadrants, put it wherever. Then we close it up. Now what I tend to do, I don't know what your waffle iron situation is. Mine has settings. So I have it on pretty much close to the highest setting. I can hear it hissing. Can you hear it hissing? It's doing its waffling. It's not really frying. And then what I also do is, my waffle iron beeps when it's ready. Not all do. Sometimes you just have to wait for the steam to stop emerging and kind of peak later. And I'm not peeking because I've got my ready button and it will beep, but I don't know whether we'll still be on camera then because it takes a little while. I also like to leave them just a little bit longer than a regular waffle. You really do want them crunchy and crispy. There goes the steam. Anyway, I'm going to show you what they look like when they're done. And I will sing you the Hanukkah song, and maybe they'll be ready by the time I sing the Hanukkah song. But first, here is our final product. And see how cute they are. They really hold together beautifully. You can, if you don't want to serve them like straight out of the waffle iron. They, like all waffles, they get a little soggy after a while. So you can put them in a, I would say actually a 300-degree oven to wait for their relatives to cook. And they're so cute. Okay, I'm gonna sing this song now. And then we'll see what happens. If not, you're just gonna have to take my word that that's gonna look like that. Oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. I could go on, but I think that's probably enough singing. Anyway, happy Hanukkah, and those will be ready soon, and they'll be delicious.